What's going on, guys? I'm Spotter for Destiny, and we're doing the Nightfall this week. It is the Summoning Pits, level 30, Arc Burn, Light Switch, of course. Minions of the Darkness deal much more melee damage. So we're going to do this solo. We're doing a little different. We're going to do it solo because I think you guys will get more out of it. And if you have more players, then you just do this with more players. So we're going to switch to our Blade Dancer. We've got a Fatebringer with Arc, the LDR 5001, which is now completely upgraded. It's a beast sniper rifle. We do have that fusion rifle as well that we got from the raid. And the Song of Ir-Yût, our epic LMG that we're going to take in with arc damage. Now I do have also the Icebreaker, which is going to come in very handy against the wizards. You're going to definitely need that because I found that those arc weapons weren't quite enough. Alright, so let's jump into our first spot. Alright, so here we are going into the main room with the gate. I'm not going to go through the room prior. I mean, there's no respawning restriction back there. So just make sure you clear everything out because we're going to be falling back up those stairs once, actually, the entire time we're through here. Okay? So I'm just switching off my weaponry, but I do end up switching back to the Icebreaker for that epic fire damage versus the wizard shields. Alright, so respawning is restricted. We've activated our ghost on the door. Now we have 3 waves of enemies. I'm gonna hang back here for the first 2, and then for the third, when there are 4 wizards come out, we're gonna fall back even further up the stairs. Alright, guys, so this is probably the only viable spot that you could run, and we've been doing this since pretty much day 1, is running back up here. Don't let those thrall get to you. If the thrall get to you and even one of them melee attacks you, you're dead. Anything that melee attacks you in this this strike, and you are dead. This level 30, I don't know. I don't. It does make it a little bit more difficult, but you're pretty much just one shot on anything. Anything can almost one shot you. I guess 2 shot. I'm running level 31 here, but you'll see when I actually run the Fogoth that I forgot to swap my gear out because I'm normally running my a couple of pieces of gear that I'm trying to level. So I'm level 30 right now. Well, not right now. In the next section, Fogoth. But in this section, I'm running 31, okay? So yeah, you definitely want to be 31. I do end up taking a couple shots here and there, and it doesn't kill me, but, you know, 2 shots, 2 direct shots, or a little bit of splash damage from one of these knights or from a wizard will take you down. And these wizards, I mean, the wizards act kind of funny, and the knights act pretty funny as well, and you can see how quickly you get taken down with their arc, alright? I'm just going to get some primer ammo. Now, I'm not going to talk through this whole thing because it is quite extended. It's just me, you know, coming in and ducking out. I'm going to show you the whole thing, but I'm not going to talk through the whole thing. This is, I don't know, it's kind of boring. I'd rather run this with other players, but I did want to bring it to you guys because not everybody can run it with other players. Sometimes you just have to solo stuff, and that's just the way it is. But if you do have other players that you can run it with, I would always highly recommend running with a full fire team of 3 players, okay? So these guys, I mean, when you start walking in a little bit, then you get, it's basically like a trigger. There's a line drawn on the floor. Once you pass that line, then they aggro on you. It's not like they can hear you or see you. It's just you pass that line, they start aggroing, and then they come out. So that's what's happening here. I wouldn't really like to duck in behind, there's that little barrier that's just inside the room. I don't really want to get myself caught behind there, although it's probably a viable spot for these knights. It's not a viable spot for the wizards. The wizards will wreck you. They will come halfway up the stairs chasing you, and then they'll stop, okay? So we're just going to do this for a bit. Now I'm going to let it roll, and then I'm going to come back when the wizards attack in the final phase of the door unlock. Alright, guys?
It's reconfiguring. Hang tight. starting to sense a pattern. Shouldn't be long.
I'm back, and you can see that the wizards don't come out right away in this phase. There's a bunch of hive that you can take out, and then the wizards come. See, the wizards, they freaking chase you up the stairs, man, but that's okay. I mean, that's good. We can get them in here. Only one followed us, and what I'll do, again, there's another line in the sand drawn just at these stairs. Right there, I go up to that point, and then I fall back, and there they come. Okay, so another point in the sand. And so we're going to try and take these guys out. I am going to run the LMG, try and use their frags. I tried to switch to my other grenades, the ones that actually seek out enemies. I've toyed with those ones as well as the ones that I normally run. I can't remember what it's the arc bolt grenade, I think, is the one I usually run. I ended up going back to the arc bolt. So I think I have one taken down. So this is what I'll do is try and bring them back. I'll use the icebreaker to take down their shields, and then I'll switch to an arc, an arc weapon, whether it be my LMG or my Fatebringer, the hand cannon, and try and take them down the rest of the way. But I'm getting kind of hit here. It's so dangerous, especially when there's 4 of them. I mean, there are only 3 now, and half the time you can't even see them. They throw up their poison, and it's darkness, and you're basically just trying to see and shoot, and sometimes you're hitting them, sometimes you're not. And then they go away, and then you got to push up again, all right? So if you're running multiple players, obviously one person going in to aggro them and the other guy's hanging back. I would say always, at all times, one guy hang in the rear and basically do nothing. I mean, I know it's boring, but he's the guy that's going to pick up the other 2 should they get downed, all right? Because I have seen instances where all 3 players go down in and around the same time, and it sucks getting pushed back to orbit. All right, so all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let it play out. There are a couple of areas beyond here that really aren't that difficult, but you just want to take your time. Patience is a virtue in the Nightfall when you're running it solo, so make sure you use it. And then what I'll do is I'll come back when we get to Fogoth's lair, and we will go from there. All right, guys.
Got it. The gate's opening.
Sounds like we're getting closer.
All right, guys, here we are at the lair of Fogoth, and we're not going to go in. We're not going to go in his lair, okay? We're just going to get the doors open, and we're basically going to use our little cheese spot here. I don't know. I honestly do not know if you can even do this, if it's even fathomable to do this by going inside there, because it would be insane. Again, 2 shots, you're dead, done. That's it. I mean, there might be another cheese spot inside, but it's definitely going to be a cheese spot, because if you're taking damage from anything, especially wizards that are going to come in, then you're done. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't even want to try it, okay? So, the thing you got to keep in mind, like, I'm using my Fatebringer just to try and take down as many of these guys as possible, the Knights, the Acolytes, the Thrall, you know, anything that's really going to bother me later on. But I don't go out there. I really don't go out there because I don't want to get hit. There's Knights that stand at the top right, guys at the bottom. I really don't want to, you know, engage with them. So I've gotten almost everything taken out that's going to come to the doorway, and I'm going to use my MG here on Fogoth, and he's going to break the chains, and then we're going to go from there, all right? So what you always want to keep in mind, and ideally, again, I'm running level 30 right now, okay? Because I forgot to switch my gear, but if you have a weapon or a helmet, and I do have this helmet, I just didn't have it equipped, if you do have a helmet that shows your radar at all times, even when you're ADS with your primary, that would be helpful. But you can also hear it. There's a shrieker that pops up in this room, and mainly to prevent people from doing exactly what we're doing, but it doesn't do it very well. See, there's the shrieker right there. It pops up in your radar, but you can hear it. You can hear it pop up before it comes up on your radar in the audio. So if you're really paying attention, you'll know exactly when it pops up. Now, when the shrieker pops in, it's going to pop in a bunch of hive wizards and knights, etc., and they all hang out at the front door. But then they disappear, and then the shrieker disappears. So you'll know the shrieker's going to go away. It stops firing, then those enemies disappear, and then the shrieker disappears from your minimap. All right, and then you can go in and you can shoot at Fogoth. You can use whatever weapon you want, and then you have to fall back again. Now, the nice thing is you can actually fall back here. The shrieker can't get us. It's in the room ahead of us, but I can still take pot shots at Fogoth with my sniper. And this is the DLC sniper. It's actually pretty good. I think I got it off a dropper. No, I bought it off the Vanguard Quartermaster. Yeah, it has great impact. It's along the lines of the impact of Lord Saladin's sniper rifle that's available right now in the Iron Banner, as well as the Icebreaker. The impact is quite comparable. All right, so yeah, you can fall back and take pot shots. So what I'm doing is actually trading between my Fatebringer, if I get up close, my Fatebringer, because I want to conserve ammo. I think I do an ammo synth on my special, on my sniper. But if I go in there, I want to use my Fatebringer. If I fall back, then I'll use a sniper. And if I do happen to get heavy ammo, then I'll use my MG when I get up close, okay? And that's all I do. I mean, I'm staying in this room. I know it's kind of cheese, but honestly, the way they've made these difficulties, you're forced to do that. You are forced to do that. It's probably doable. I'm sure it's doable if you go in there solo and just run around like a maniac. I'm sure you can get lucky and do it, but it makes it almost impossible. The way they work the difficulty in this game, it makes it almost impossible to do that solo. You have to find spots where you're completely protected and you take your pot shots at these enemies that just soak up bullets. You really have no choice. All right, guys? So that's the summoning pits. I'm going to let it play out here again because it's fairly extended. But I'm basically doing the same thing. I just want, you know, I mean, I could cut parts out, but I want you guys to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. But really, it's just repeating exactly what I've done the last couple minutes, right? That's all it is, and we do eventually get it. And I really don't get any good drops. I got my strange coins, and that's about it at the end, so, you know, check it out. Okay, guys, we'll be with you next time, and we'll make sure we bring these to you on a weekly basis. We didn't do last week. You know, we got cut up in the raid and everything else, but we will definitely bring the stuff here. We haven't even played the PSN exclusive Strike yet. That's how bad it is, all right? We're going to play that in the next couple days and bring that to you guys, all right? So that's it. We will catch you next time. I'm Spider, and I'm out.
Well, at least it's chained up. Finally, the abomination has been destroyed. The Vanguard will be grateful.
A creature of the dark has been slain, and our world spared another atrocity. But how many more hive abominations are still out there, growing among the darkness? I fear we may find out all too soon.